Hi, my name is Carol Linton,
And I'm Bob Linton.
and we live in South Florida. And about 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe, all of a sudden I had this back pain. Didn't know where it came from, couldn't understand it. It was sharp. And I was recommended to see Dr. Giuffrida. We're a very active couple. We boat, we shoot sporting clays, we work out in the gym. And then all of a sudden one day I had this debilitating back pain that didn't want to get out of bed.
Carol went to our local orthopedic surgeon and asked what to do about this pain which she had. The orthopedic surgeon said that he could recommend someone locally, or alternatively, if you don't mind traveling, I would recommend going to Cantor Spine Institute.
Actually, having talked to this orthopedist who's also a friend, his recommendation to come here to Fort Lauderdale to Cantor Spine was no question. This was where we needed to come, and there was no question. There's somebody else we know who has been all over the country with chronic back pain for many, many years, and we had a third friend check with her, and she said, the only place I've ever gotten real relief was at Cantor Spine. So we called and made the appointment, and luckily for us, and we saw Dr. Giuffrida very quickly because I was in pain, and we talked about the situation, what we should do. I had an open MRI, and Dr. Giuffrida said, okay, let's start with the less aggressive program. Let's see if an injectable in your back would help, and it did. And it was close to 2 years that I had no pain at all. So as I said, I had the first injection, excellent success. Gradually it wore off and the pain was getting worse, so we called Dr. Giuffrida again, and he said, well, come in and see me right now. So I came in to see him, and he explained that sometimes these injections don't work as well the second time, but we tried it, and I did not get the results I got the first time. So we called back, and Dr. Giuffrida said, come in and let's talk about something that is a little more invasive, but something that's on the radar that would be very beneficial. And that's what we did.
Dr. G spent a great deal of time giving us information about a minimally invasive procedure that he felt Carol was an ideal candidate for. It was called a Minuteman, and it would stabilize the spine, and it was a procedure that could be done as an outpatient in about an hour. He was true to his word, and the procedure was quick, and it was done in a very clean and very hospitable outpatient clinic, and it worked beautifully. And we haven't had any problems, or Carol hasn't had any problems with her spine movement since then.
Actually, I came home from the same day with the procedure, and I had prescription for pretty heavy pain meds, which I never used. The most I ever had to use were 2 extra strength Tylenol, maybe for 1 day in the very beginning. After that, within 10 days, I was moving around by myself, getting up and down, other situations, off the bed, and gradually it got better than that, from there, with very minimal pain medicine. As I said, Tylenol, that was it.
We've had a number of friends who had similar types of back problems, and it was recommended that they use back fusions, and the fusions were very painful, long processes. They were laid up for months, and the experiences weren't good. Everybody indicated you have to have a back infusion. Really think twice about doing it.
I can't recommend highly enough coming to Dr. Giuffrida and Cantor Spine Institute. They are friendly, they know you, they are responsive, which is what we have not had in the past, and I can't recommend it more highly enough.
I had back pain for 30 years, and I went to a number of back specialists, neurosurgeons, had MRIs, on and on, physiotherapy, and continued exercise. I could never get rid of back pain. was a continual problem. It inhibited my work, and it inhibited my exercise, and I had a flare-up at about the same time that Carol was coming in for her procedure. Dr. Giuffrida had just come back from having a baby on the first day. He took the time in his first appointment to see me and give me an injection, and I felt virtually instant relief. I've been pain-free for 2 years. I feel like this is a second home to us because of the approachability and the friendliness and the responsiveness of Cantor Spine, and particularly Dr. Giuffrida.